So imagine this is the new norm. You're going for a very important virtual interview or a meeting. You get all dressed up, got your nice cup of coffee to keep you alert during the whole meeting or interview session, and during your stream, your video looks like this. So yes, in this video, I'll be comparing between two of the best webcams out right now. One is the Logitech BRIO 4K Pro Webcam and the other is the C922 Pro HD, also from Logitech, to help you make a purchase decision on whether or not you should spend on an expensive 4K webcam or a 1080p webcam. So keep watching. Now, just before I go into this comparison, I would like to give a shout out to this video sponsor, Focus Foods. So if you have been following me on Instagram, you would have probably known that I have been on a full meal replacements from Focus Foods since I hardly have the time to have a proper meal due to my work commitments, and I personally have been consuming Focus Foods liquid meal every day as one of my meals and even between meals together with the daily greens as well. Now the liquid meal comes not only with a brand new packaging but also a new boba flavor which tastes amazing, and in addition to that, the daily greens has also been updated to Daily Greens 2.0, which now adds two new ingredients into the mix, which is the moringa leaves and the pagaga, alongside with other greens as well. So for more information, do head on to the website at www.focusfood.co and use my discount code AdamLobo15 at checkout to enjoy a 15% discount. Alright, so now let's get down to business, shall we? First, let's see what comes inside of the box. Now the Logitech C922 Pro HD comes in a nice black and green box, where inside there's the C922 Pro HD camera with the cable connected to the webcam itself, a mini tripod to mount the tripod underneath the webcam, and the XSplit 3-month trial membership together with the setup guide as well. Now as for the BRIO 4K Pro, it comes with a brown shipping colored box with the BRIO webcam, of course, a very high quality thick USB 3.0 Type A to Type C cable, a nice little carrying pouch, the webcam privacy shade to cover the webcam's lens, and the setup guide as well. Now as for the specs, the Logitech BRIO has 3 video calling capabilities, where it starts from a 720p 1280 by 720 pixels at 30, 60 and even 90 frames per second. Then there's 1080p 1920 by 1080 pixels at 30 or 60 frames per second, and its highest 4K 4096 by 2160 at 30 frames per second. Then look at the Logitech C922 Pro. It has 2 video calling capabilities, where it starts from a 720p 1280 by 720 pixels at 60 frames per second and 1080p 1920 by 1080 pixels at 30 frames per second. Now as for both of the cameras built, the BRIO does look a bit more premium with its curved design with a matte finish on top, which looks more like metal but is made of hard plastic. Then the C922 Pro by itself does look premium still, with a more unique shape due to its built-in stereo microphone, which is available on the sides, which is very visible at the sides compared to the BRIO, where the omnidirectional microphones are more towards the bottom, which blends in seamlessly with the camera's design. Now I also really like how the cable on the BRIO 4K is not stuck to the camera like how the C922 Pro was, which means that if there's any problem with the cable on the C922 Pro, you might need to change the whole device instead of just replacing the cable. Now both of the cameras come with a rotating angle to easily angle the camera however you wish, and underneath the C922 Pro there's a mini tripod thread over there. Then as for the BRIO 4K, the clip comes off as it is mounted like a mini tripod, which also means that you can get a mini additional tripod as well. But since the C922 Pro comes included with the mini tripod, that was surely a huge plus. Alright, now let's dive in deeper into the lens capabilities. Firstly, the BRIO 4K has a field of view of 90 degrees instead of only 78 degrees on the C922 Pro. Then there's also the additional hardware for the BRIO, where in front, other than the lens itself, there's the video streaming LED on the left. Then on the right, there's the IR sensor for Windows Hello facial recognition and the IR LED light as well. Now both cameras have autofocus, which we'll talk about it later, where the BRIO 4K has up to 5 times digital zoom through the Logitech Logi Capture software, where the C922 Pro can as well. But since the Logitech BRIO has a 4K sensor built in, so it is very much clearer than the C922 Pro. And in the software itself, there are other adjustments like brightness, contrast, white balance and many more, which I'll go further later in this video. Now as for the BRIO 4K, it also has the right light tree technology with HDR for better dynamic range, which reduces the overexposed area, and the BRIO also has face detection as well. Now as seen in the package, the BRIO comes with a USB-A to USB-C cable where you can connect it through that as mentioned earlier. Then the built-in cable on the C922 Pro also has a USB-A on the other end to connect it directly with your computer. Now if you guys like to know about the system requirements for both cameras, I will leave all the information at the description below. Now since both of the cameras has a USB connection, it is a simple plug and play, where as soon as you connect the USB to your computer and open your application of choice, it will immediately get the visuals straight from the webcam. However, with the Logitech Logi Capture software, as mentioned earlier, you can adjust and control other adjustments accordingly. Now looking further into this software, after choosing the camera source, you can adjust the priority to either adjust the frame rate or exposure. You can also change the field of view to either 65, 78 or 90 degrees, which is only available for the BRIO, as it is not available on the C922 Pro. Then there's also the toggle for the HDR, which is also only available for the BRIO as well. Then there's also the zoom in feature and to position the video feed accordingly. Then there's also the autofocus toggle to either focus manually or focus automatically. Next, there is the toggle for auto white balance, or you can adjust it manually. Then there's the image settings to adjust the brightness, contrast and other values as well. Then below that, there's the anti-flicker adjustments, chroma key in case you guys are using a green screen. And finally, at the advanced settings, you can flip the video horizontally and vertically as well. Then right at the middle, you'll find the source or the picture-in-picture modes, the recording and the camera features, the recorded folder, and microphone and volume adjustments. So now that we have gotten all the specs, the setup process and the software adjustments out of the way, let's look at the exact image quality and of course the audio quality as well. This is the audio test for the Logitech 922 Pro to see how the audio is. The camera and the microphone is about 1.5 feet. So if I go closer, let's see how loud it gets. Test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2. Now this is the audio test using the Logitech BRIO to see how's the audio. Similar like the 922 Pro, the camera or the microphone is about 1.5 feet away. So let me go closer. 2, test 1 2, test 1 2. So based on me reviewing both of the footage side by side, the main difference would obviously be the focal length on the BRIO, which was really wide, and it is nice that there was the option to change it to a tighter focal length if it needed to. Now, while I did not see a significant difference in terms of turning the HDR on or off, but as you guys can see, the image does look a bit softer on the C922 Pro since we are comparing a 4K webcam against a 1080p webcam. But one thing worth mentioning is that during my real-world test, I did find that the BRIO's autofocus to be less reliable than the C922 Pro, where if autofocus is very important for you, for example, if you guys are doing live product reviews, then the C922 Pro seems to be a better option at this point of time. Alright, now just before I go into which one that I would recommend, I would like to thank once again this video sponsor, Focus Foods. As mentioned, that Focus Foods liquid meal has been my daily meal replacement supplement since I hardly have the time to eat sometimes. And the liquid meal not only comes with a brand new packaging but also a brand new boba flavor which tastes great. And in addition to that, the daily greens have been updated to Daily Greens 2.0, where it adds 2 new ingredients into the mix, which are moringa leaves and pagaga alongside other greens as well. And once again, for more information, do head on to the website at www.focusfood.co and use my discount code AdamLobo15 at checkout to enjoy a 15% discount. Now, in conclusion, while the Logitech BRIO 4K wins in almost all the comparison or all of the categories, I humbly feel at this point of time, you should probably save your money and just go with the Logitech C922 Pro instead, where some might say that the BRIO is more future-proof, but the price that you pay for the C922 Pro is way more affordable, more than half of its price compared to the BRIO 4K. And since 4K video calls are not fully supported on every app or platform just yet, the Logitech C922 Pro should be a better buy at this point of time, but do let me know which one that you guys would choose for at the comment section below. As for the price of the Logitech BRIO 4K is priced at 1,120 ringgit and the Logitech C922 Pro is priced at 482 ringgit, and I'll leave links down below for you guys to get either one. Aside from that, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys found this video helpful in making your purchase decision. And if you did, be sure to give this video a nice big thumbs up. That would be very much appreciated to help with this annoying YouTube algorithm. Like, share and subscribe to Adam Lobo TV if you haven't done so. My name is Adam Lobo and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Now, as for the phone. That's what happens when you review phones. Everything becomes a phone. That was surely a huge plus. Surely a plus. Yo, come to my gig. And if you did, be sure to give this video a nice big thumbs up. That would be very much appreciated. Why am I choking? Huh? Ask for thumbs up, I get choked. Who's cursing me? Don't curse me. Thank you.